Well, let me tell you something, brother.
We're a bunch of marks.
Woo! Oh, yeah! We got some man!
Welcome to Marks and Smarks. My name's Jose Sanz. I'm here with...
I am the one known as Hollywood Marcus who just got back from the gym, did legs and back. Now I'm sitting here in my chair with no shirt, lazily drinking my protein drink.
And
Big Ralph.
we're here to talk about this week in wrestling, what could have been, what should have been, and what was. We took a week off, but we're back. We're going to talk about our predictions and picks and what happened in Elimination Chamber.
How come I'm the only one with an elaborate intro?
Because you're the only one that
you're-
decided to try to work out.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say because you're the only special one here.
Special. I don't like the way you said that.
He's special?
No, I said special. Especial. I didn't say special. Special.
Yeah,
Such
he
a
didn't
special.
give the condescending special. Like, yeah, you're special.
Oh, okay. I can respect
But
that.
then again, introducing yourself with no shirt, drinking a protein shake makes me feel like you are special.
I'm doing it lazily at that.
Lazily, so you have the adjective for it. So now that you're working out, are we going to see a bigger and buffer Hollywood?
They're gonna call me Big Papa Hollywood.
Are you going to be with the 24-inch pythons?
24 something else. They're gonna call me the
Hopefully
big
it's
bad,
not 24-inch something else. I don't know how
They're
you're going to be able to walk.
They're gonna call me the big
Oh, there'll be a
bad
tripod.
the big bad booty daddy part 2 Junior.
Junior. So lots to talk about in the Elimination Chamber. How about any news you guys want to bring up before we go into what happened?
News. I think that the tournament that New Japan's having right now is either going to be won by Naito, Okada, Tanahashi, or Kota Ibushi. I think it's going to be Ibushi. I think they're going to give Ibushi a remote title.
Well, Ibushi did turn down a contract with AEW.
Mm-hmm.
So they might be, hey, thanks for sticking around. Here you go.
That's
What is that?
surprising, though.
Is that the ROH New Japan thing that's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah, they're having a 32-man tournament.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about that is that in the first round you have Naito versus Ibushi. So I'm like, damn, like you're gonna have your heavy hitters like in one of the first matches, and the guy who won it last year, Zack Sabre Jr., is in the same bracket with Tanahashi, Okada, and Naito and Ibushi. So I'm just like, they're coming out swinging hard, man. So I'm not sure what the later matches are going to be like, but they're starting strong.
Starting strong, maybe giving, what did you say his name was? Man, Kota.
Kota Ibushi.
A little push for staying with him, not going to AEW. Let's talk about people who decided maybe we might see in AEW. It was just released this past week that Ty Dillinger, Hideo Itami, and what's his name? TJP were released from WWE. Two asked for the release. That's Hideo Itami and Ty Dillinger. And one, which is TJP, was just known to have some type of,
Bad attitude.
bad attitude in the backstage area, was released as well. Do you think we see any of these people head over to AEW or Impact or ROH or Independence only? Maybe Hideo goes back to Japan? and becomes the Kenta we all know. Maybe not.
I don't
Hopefully.
see. Go ahead, Big Ralph.
No, just hopefully he goes back to his roots, how he used to be before WWE just watered him down.
Yeah, they weren't using him the way that he should have been used because he's a beast. A lot of wrestlers have commented saying that he's literally the hardest kicker in the profession. And that vicious shriek, that brutality that we're used to seeing from him, not in WWE, just wasn't present. So I'm interested to see what his next career path is. Like, does he go to AEW? Does AEW want him? Does he go back to Japan? A lot of people speculated that part of his release was that he would go back to Japan and not work for any U.S.-based companies. As far as TJP goes, if he has a bad attitude, that's gonna blacklist him a little bit because people with bad attitudes usually don't get consistent work. Ty Dillinger is pretty much AEW bound. He's pretty much all in.
You mean Mr. Peyton Royce?
I would happily be called Mr. Peyton Royce. Goddamn woman, just.
So we went from goddamn Alexa to goddamn Peyton, huh?
Hey, if you got it, you got it. I can't take that away from her, and she got it.
Or not goddamn that damn Alexa, that damn Peyton. We're going that way.
Dude, there's
Yep.
And Charlotte lately, just I don't know what she's doing, but damn. And I think Big Ralph agrees.
I think Charlotte's gotten
Ralph
a little.
has always agreed.
Charlotte has gotten a little more Latin in her recently, so maybe she's a little happier, feeling a little sexier.
I wish that Latin was me. I mean,
Oh, whoa.
You need to edit that out. The wife can't hear that.
I don't think the wife listens to this.
the wife doesn't care.
Yeah, no.
I'm allowed to look. I'm allowed to wish. Doesn't mean something's gonna happen.
That's mental cheating, though. You can't do that.
Mental cheating, is that a
Please,
thing now?
please.
We're mentally cheating?
But you know, I'm not gonna lie.
Please.
I did that shit a lot. So whatever.
Oh, hopefully not anybody else is listening to this podcast.
Whatever, man. Come at me.
Might be getting a text. Hey,
Fuck
What
it.
up?
and then you'll buy jewelry,
Shit.
homemade jewelry.
Flowers and chocolate.
What was I gonna say? In other news, release related, Madison Rayne has been released on mutual good terms with Ring of Honor, so she might be all in too.
Well, that's not a bad deal. Also in release, who might be all in, was Arn Anderson, who was a backstage person at WWE, had a little falling out. So it's rumored with Mr. McMahon. Some say they were not seeing eye to eye, that, he was not disappointed or upset that he was released, but then he might head over to AEW, and then there's that thought that Bruce Pritchard's coming back to WWE, who was very instrumental, or one of the writers during the Attitude Era, and maybe they're gearing up for that.
Big Ralph.
If the rumors are true that a certain Mick Mahan is afraid of AEW, doing stupid stuff like firing people to give them easy access to go to AEW is kind of stupid.
Let's see. That's my question to both of you. Okay, and I guess it plays to Vince's ego, or kind of like the way he sees the company. Understandably so, he's the majority, shareholder, is technically his company. But do you think that he's just opposed to any opposition, even if it's good? Because, think about who Arn Anderson is, how much history he has with the business, what he's done, all the influence that he has. Do you guys think that if it was anybody, they would have got fired? Because, think about it for a second. Like, the on-screen product really isn't that great. And if Vince is just opposed to any opposition to his ideas, like, what is that? How does that place the rest of the company, or like anybody else who wants to disagree with him?
You really think the product is not as good? I think the last couple of weeks it's been pretty good.
I have.
It's
I don't think
I've
it's
look.
good as it could be.
I've been listening to a couple of people, and
Who are these
they've
people,
been
Ralph?
like,
Are you cheating on us?
I'm,
Is this a mental
I'm
cheat?
not. There's another mental cheat. I'm not naming names because I'm not paid to name names, but it's like from week to week we see a control C, control V from day to day. From Monday you see one thing, and then on Tuesdays you see the same thing, just different. Let's say different players in charge. It's kind of like it's that. I guess for me that's why it's like sometimes they're lacking, and I'm kind of losing interest because it's the same storyline on Raw that is happening on SmackDown.
Pretty much. It just seems like lazy booking, lazy writing to me. There's not any continuity. Like, for instance, I know Vince McMahon doesn't care about NXT. I get that. Like, he doesn't pay attention to it, but for us who do watch it, you have Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa come out, and now they're supposed to be DIY again, but they were basically like at each other's throats like 2 or 3 months ago, and you really didn't get any. Like, well, I guess they did fix it on this week's NXT, but you didn't get any conclusion to it or like any reason why. They're just like, oh, hey, we're gonna tag team again. I'm just kind of like,
Wait, you're
come
saying
on, man.
because they appeared on Raw that they're tag teaming again? I
Raw
mean, they
and
did have
SmackDown.
that little exchange after the takeover where he comes out and they kind of congratulate each other, and then everybody else comes out if you watch the after stuff. So
Yeah, but
they're
did you
already
watch?
hinting that they're kind of liking each other again.
No, but
Hell,
did you see
he-
what Johnny said afterwards? He said like, he basically said, "I don't need you." Have you
Yeah,
been
but
watching
that's
NXT?
playing that persona that he's saying. They're trying to, they got to keep it somewhat. I don't know. You got to keep that persona of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, that they don't need each other, but they'll use each other to gain, for their own means to gain.
It's
Hmm.
yeah, I get you.
I
It's like,
took
I
it as
don't
that.
need
I
you,
didn't
but I'm
take it
gonna
as, and for them to
as
team
them.
up. I mean, why not? Against a Revival, which is one of the best rivals, tag team rivals. I mean, come on.
Oh, yes, that. Okay, I wanted to bring that point out. Okay, so you know the Revival, after their release, they aren't happy the way they're being booked. They're just like disgruntled, right? Now,
Correct.
Rumored, not confirmed.
okay, rumor. We'll take it as a rumor. They give them the tag team championships, right?
Right?
This means if you're the Raw Tag Team Champions, you're supposed to be quote unquote the best tag team in the business because that's what Raw is. Supposedly the best wrestling show
They're the,
on
the,
the
they're the
air.
top guys, right?
Right. So you're supposed to be the top wrestler, the top wrestling tag team in the world. So you give them a title, but yet you drop them out 2 weeks in a row to wrestlers coming up from NXT in their first matches on Raw and SmackDown. So you drop them out to Tommaso Ciampa and Gargano, and then you drop them out again to Ricochet and Aleister Black. So what's the point of being the top tag team in the world and you lose 2 weeks in a row to basically fresh tag teams
They-
on the main roster? I'm like, come on.
They're heel champions. They
It
can
doesn't
afford
matter.
yeah, but they're champions, and then you get them into a regular match where it actually means something and let them win. Doesn't make a difference.
No, I
You're
think
not good. You want to, so you'd rather them bring in Ciampa and Gargano and have them lose.
no.
They're
bring in
NXT
Ciampa-
champion and they're North American champion. NXT North American champion.
No, bring in Ciampa and Gargano, bring in Ricochet and Aleister Black, but have them beat the Ascension, have them beat AOP, have them beat people who aren't the tag team champions.
Yeah, but then they're going to beat them. Have them go against somebody who means something. That's why you put them against a champion.
Nah,
Yeah.
not the champions, man. Something about it just didn't sit right with me, especially when you know that the champions are disgruntled. It's like, are you giving them the titles and then pushing them like just to humiliate them? Like,
Okay,
what's the point?
how about this then? You didn't beat the champion, but, Nobody wins. It's a no contest. Is that better?
No, because now you have a fresh tag team going to a no contest. You don't put them over that way. I'm telling you, like,
Or you go to a point where they're both out, like they beat each other to the pulp, nobody makes the 10 count, then nobody wins. But yet they both look strong. What about that? You don't like that one either?
That works better. That works a
Okay.
lot better. But you see where I'm coming from, I hope.
I understand where you're coming from, but you also have to think about you got these talents that you want to prove onto you're establishing 4 people from NXT that not everybody watches. You always have to think that not everybody is watching NXT. Not everybody's watching that product. Okay? Not everybody has the network, no matter what you want to believe. Okay? So you have to establish these people. Either you make them win to show that they are something, or if you have them lose, then you're just killing all credibility right there. Right?
Or don't debut
Right.
as tag teams, debut them as singles.
Yeah, but then you still run the risk of what? Which one wins, which one loses, you know?
Alistair wins, Ricochet wins, but have them beat somebody like, I don't know, dude. Like, who's in the Raw roster that's not being used? Apollo Crews or somebody like that.
Elias.
Yeah, have him beat somebody like that. Elias is pretty much bulletproof. He can lose all he wants and it doesn't take any damage. So, I mean, you know.
All right. Well, I mean, so you're basically what you're saying is that the only reason Revival's tag team champions because they were saying they were going to leave.
Basically. And then they say,
feels
yeah, we're
like
going to
it,
give you the
doesn't it?
title, and then we're going to have you lose. I don't know. It seems petty. You know how WWE can be petty. It just seems petty and has Vince written all over it. I'm just like,
So the AEW founder and creator Tony Khan was recently on Talk is Jericho, and they talked about his thoughts on Vince McMahon. I don't know if you guys listen to Talk and Jericho.
ew.
So he basically says that he actually models is one of his all-time idols. That he in terms of building a brand and sustaining a great company, because he's and some of the greatest matches and stories have been in the World Wrestling Federation, wrestling worldwide. So he's a lifelong fan of the product. It's crazy to think that Khan is the McMahon of AEW, and he doesn't want to think. I don't want to think that in that case. So he credits a lot of what his views are and who he is to Vince McMahon. So he's a fan of Vince McMahon. He is a person who admires Vince McMahon, and he doesn't see it as competition, but he sees it as just wrestling for everybody. The more that's out there, the better the better that companies will be with a little competition. So with all this, these guys are going after them, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just a matter of, hey, I just want to put a good product out there, and hey, I really admire. This is something I love. I'm a big WWE fan. This is what I grew up on. He's a fan, and he wants to make a wrestling company.
This is what Hollywood
What
thinks.
the hell is breathing so hard?
That's Apollo.
No.
Is that you, Ralph? Are you having
not
some
even
type of attack?
Probably. I always do.
All right, so this is Hollywood takes on that, Mr. Sands. All right, so I understand what you're saying, and if you're a wrestling fan, you have to credit Vince McMahon. You have to look at him as an example. You have to look at him as a model of what a successful wrestling business should be, because he's the most successful. So you have to look at his model, and then you have to base your model off it, right?
Right.
But you're not going to copy it because there's only one WWE. There's only one
And you'd be
company.
stupid to copy it.
And
And
you'd
you'd be stupid to go against it
exactly.
right at this point.
But look at how all the wrestling companies that are popping up, all the wrestling companies that are snatching talent, look at what they're doing. The only reason why they are able to do that is because of WWE, as it stands now, I don't think is what it used to be. I think they're declining somewhat. I think
They
the
are
product,
declining to you and
I think the product is
your
still,
demographic. They're not declining around the world.
and my demographic is what, the 18 to 39-year-old male, right?
Yeah, probably. You're probably, what, 18 to, 39, 40, whatever.
Sadly,
That type
you're out
of
of that
male,
demographic.
that's the demographic that AEW is going to fulfill, which is
But,
fine.
but see, that's not your demographic
But that's
anymore.
but
so
they're
so,
He's one
entertain.
the gamer.
Okay, thank you. That's not. That's who they. That. Jesus Christ. Be careful. Okay, but don't. You're gonna fall.
Joe's an old man now, so he can't be that demographic, so he doesn't understand this, bro.
It's not the point. You're not. You're such an ass. It's not the point. I'm saying that you're not going to beat WWE in
No, I
that
don't want
demographic.
to
You're not going
beat
to. They're not.
WWE.
They're declining for you. That's who they're declining for. You feel that the product is stale, but a kid,
you feel like the product
my
is stale?
kid, doesn't think that the product is stale. He thinks it's amazing. Go John Cena all the way. They're catering to the world. Hell, the people in Saudi Arabia wanted Hulk Hogan because that's how far back they are. They think this is all still real too.
It's real to me, damn it.
That's what I'm saying.
Speaking-
You're saying that the product is stale.
It-
To you,
okay.
the product is stale, but
It
you've been
is.
watching it for like 20, 30 years, you old
You want
man.
to know how else I know it's stale? Because I listen to podcasts like you and Big Ralph. I listen to people. I'm not going to advertise because you're not paying me to advertise. But if you listen to the live call-ins or the people who were at the arena who call into these podcasts, they can pretty much tell you that their arenas aren't full. Their arenas are like half full, 25% full, 35% full. They tarp off large sections of their arena. And that says something. When people don't come to your show, that's a live event. That says a lot.
But what, like the Raws and the SmackDowns?
Yes.
You know what?
That I have heard.
Okay, but that's fine. But then
Is
the
it though?
events, the big events, the Royal Rumbles that you sell out now in a stadium, right? The Summer Slams, the WrestleManias, you're making up your money that way. You also have the live shows that you do every week that you're making, some type of bank in house.
I don't think
the big four. Let's just say the big four.
I don't think those count though.
The big four, all right, they're bringing in people from other countries. So you're also getting that revenue who are coming in for experience. They do the packages. They do all this other stuff. You're looking at it, okay, the stadium, it's not that big. It's not that, okay, that's fine, but you're not, but you still got, okay, $10 on a network and you're streaming it to, what, 8 countries?
I wouldn't even have the network if it wasn't for NXT, to be honest with you. I'll bootleg the pay-per-views.
I gotcha. I understand that. Fine. But again, you're looking at it from a perspective of you and what you think. You're not looking in the overall.
I'm looking at everybody who's like me who feels the same way.
And that's fine. And I think AEW will be that company that will be, hey, we're going to do that. We're going to cater to that. But AEW is not going to be known outside of the U.S.
Wow, you don't think AEW is not going to be worldwide?
I don't think.
With the talent roster that they have.
I don't.
No, they're not going to be with Titus, so they're not going to be worldwide.
They're not going to be Titus.
Wow.
No, I don't think. You're talking about a company who gloriously sells T-shirts right now, and that's all they do, right? They had one show, which wasn't even all elite. They have another show coming. They don't have any TV that we know of. They don't have a weekly product to say that it's good, very good or stale. We have no idea. All they are T-shirts and hats.
All right, I'm
Okay.
going to make a
Right
prediction.
now.
I'm going to make a prediction right now.
Okay. Make
Are you
your
ready?
prediction. Yes.
Are you ready?
And wait. Let me make one more point. They're not going to be worldwide because whatever TV they get is not going to frickin' India
I
or
guarantee
Canada, for that matter.
I guarantee you this. Once they get their TV deal and once their first show airs on TV, I'll give it a year to a year and a half before they're a worldwide entity. I'm calling it right now. I think with the talent roster that they have, the reach that they have, because think about it. You're thinking America, right? But look at where they get the talent from. They get the talent from Japan, Australia, England. The England wrestling scene right now is booming. The Australia wrestling scene is booming. The Japanese wrestling scene, that is what it is. I think with all the buzz, all the names, think about the majority of the people who watch these shows. They're not, well, they're from America, but they're from other countries because that's what the people watch. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, it's going to be worldwide. Give it a year and a half.
Okay. Let's take that scenario. These are guys who went all around the horn. They've been to England, they've been to Germany, they've been everywhere, right?
Indeed.
Right.
They've been all those places. Okay? How are they going to watch it?
On the computers.
On the computers, what, through streaming? Through bootleg, like you said?
Internet, dude.
How
internet,
is the person
bootleg,
from
streaming, everything? They're going to find a way to watch it.
They'll find a way. But is that going to give them money?
Like, what is it? The Fight app.
Mister, I'm going to get rid of the network and I'm going to find it in bootleg so I don't have to pay them. How do you know these people are going to do the same thing?
Because they're like me. And it's our internet. We do what we want with it.
Right. You do what you want, but are you giving the company any money?
I'll give the company.
Are they established worldwide, or are they established to you, the little guy, the cranky little guy in the corner with his computer downloading from a McDonald's?
What the fuck? McDonald's?
Why not? It's got free Wi-Fi.
I'd rather go to. No, I'm not gonna go to Starbucks. I'm not that posh. I understand your point, but dude, you see, you poo-poo it, and you think that.
I'm not poo-pooing it.
I don't like WWE. I like WWE. I just wish the product could be. I wish the product was better because I know it can be better, and I just think that it's Vince McMahon's booking and the way that he thinks that's bringing the product down.
But my point is
once Triple H takes over, it's going to be 1,000 times better.
My point is not that it's. My point is that you think it's poo.
You don't even watch the show. How can you tell me? You don't even watch Raw, SmackDown. You watch your little Hulus and your little clips. You don't watch it like I watch it.
No, I don't. I can't. I don't have cable, so I watch it on Hulu. I watch it through YouTube. Yes, I look through all that stuff. I watch NXT 205 live on the network. That's what I watch. I watch a little bit of the NXT UK as well. So
that means that your opinion is invalid because
it's not invalid.
First of all, you're watching 205 live, which nobody watches. And second, you don't even watch the show in its entirety like I do. So you have no say in this.
Fine. I'm not giving you my opinion of the product. I am just pointing out that your opinion of the product is not what the masses are thinking.
I'm the one who watches it the most.
I understand.
God.
I understand. But you are this person in this demographic. You're not a kid. You're not this, in this demographic. You're not the women. Women wrestling is such a big thing now, and WWE is pushing that very well. So the demographic of women are probably enjoying the product a lot more now.
That up too. I mean, okay, think about it.
Are they though? Are they?
They really are. Think about it. Okay, this is my spiel on it. All right, and Big Ralph, I think, is going to agree with me because it's missing one key factor that I know that he likes. All right, so I think the NXT Women's Division is solid. Shayna Baszler and the 4 Horsewomen. Well, 3 of the 4 Horsewomen are doing a solid job. Mia Yim's doing a solid job. Hell, even Aaliyah came out yesterday. I was like, damn, Aaliyah, like, even she's doing good. All right, now, move over to Raw. Who in the Raw Women's Division really mean anything except for Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch? Alexa's not wrestling.
We got Charlotte's in there, too, I would assume.
She's in there, but I'm
but
playing her at SmackDown.
So is Becky Lynch.
Sasha and Bayley.
Yeah, but who are their contenders? Who's actually in the Raw Women's Tag Division? Like, who are their official teams?
No, well, that's not Raw. They're gonna defend it in SmackDown, Raw, and NXT.
And then let's go to SmackDown. Where the hell is Asuka?
She's on SmackDown getting catering.
She's MIA.
And she's the SmackDown Women's Champion, arguably the best female worker they have. Like, she's
your hottest product, your hottest thing right now is Becky Lynch. Why would you not?
She's not even on TV.
She got arrested.
Dude, She's not even really arrested. Like, give Oscar.
Oh,
like,
see now that's blasphemy.
See,
It's real to me.
See, I understand why they're not having her wrestle. They don't want her to get injured.
Nor
'cause, you know,
overexposed too.
Not exactly. So
you
it's
can't
kind-
expose somebody who's not on
it's like-
TV at all.
But it's kind of like back in the days how Stone Cold would come in, he would do shenanigans, and then he'd get arrested, and you're like, oh, okay, you know, he's safe.
It's
He's
still
out.
a story, Marcus. It's still there's a creative thing behind it. You can't just be like, oh.
And then where's the rest of the women on SmackDown? Like, who's Oscar's #1 contender? Like,
Mandy Rose.
who the
Really? What?
Mandy Rose.
You
really.
know, I must have missed that because.
What's the actual like, dude? give
Last
me
time,
Sonya
last
Deville.
thing I remember, Mandy Rose was against what's her name?
Naomi.
Naomi. All of a sudden, now she's a contender for the SmackDown Women's Champion.
Dude, not Tommaso, but what's his name, Johnny? I know you listen to this because you follow us on Twitter. Have your wife Candice teach Mandy how to wrestle too. What the like? Come on, dude.
You want her to teach Lana and Mandy.
Dude, I don't care about Lana. She dropped her Russian accent. I'm like, there's, oh my god, just the consistency, the continuity, just.
It looks like they're pushing Lacey Evans.
I like Lacey. I just.
I
wish
like
she
Lacey
actually-
too.
I just want her to
I
get in the
want
ring
to
and
see
wrestle.
her wrestle. All she does is she struts the catwalk, and then she's like, I'm too good for this. And
Well,
then goes
doing
bye-bye.
it.
You're establishing a character. You're establishing it to people who don't watch NXT.
See, Joe, this is it.
I
Man.
guess.
This is what Hollywood says. I only bitch about the product because I care about the product, and I don't want to see it get to a point where they lose ratings, or they're not going to lose money, obviously, because they have so much in merchandising and everything else. But I just want the product to be to a point where I don't have to complain about it. I want it to be like when I was not even a little kid again, but I want to watch it and I want it to make sense. I don't want to have it come on the TV and then have me play a video game or look at my phone, not even paying attention because it's just that boring. Like, nothing about it grabs my attention, and it's because I think the booking is just weak, the storylines are weak, and I'm just like, just irritated with it. And I'm only irritated about it because I care about it. If I didn't care, then I wouldn't be saying what I'm saying now. So.
Okay. So let's go on a happy note. Okay? A happy note. A good note. A positive thing. Okay? This past week on Raw, we heard Roman Reigns say he was in remission with his leukemia battle, and he's coming back to Raw. Now, that's a positive.
Hell
right?
yeah.
The
I'm
man
happy to hear
beat
that.
cancer. That's awesome. Now,
Twice.
Exactly. Twice. And came out to the biggest pop I think he's ever gotten in his life.
He
So
knew
this
that.
begs the question. Do you put him in the title hunt, or do you let it slow burn?
Slow burn.
Yeah. Honestly, I like Roman Reigns, but I don't want to see him in the title run just yet. We saw last year too much of Lesnar versus Reign. You know, let me just have a little time before you put him in the title reign.
Well, I mean, he can argue, if we're going with storyline, that he was never beat for the title, and he has a legitimate shot at the Universal title, and he wants it at WrestleMania, which would make Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns the triple threat match at WrestleMania.
It's too many triple threats.
Another triple threat of those three at a WrestleMania.
Nah, man. Like, okay,
Yeah,
mean,
but the first
I can-
one was a surprise. You were like, oh, Rollins
Well,
is coming, cashing in.
It was a surprise for us, but it was, you know, they set it all up. I don't know.
just slow burn it. Because if you slow burn it and then he eventually gets the title, you have to pull the trigger at the right time. You can't wait too long, but you can't do it too fast, because if you do it too fast,
The people are going to
After-
turn on him again.
yeah, after everything Seth has done the past year to like make Raw his, especially with the IC title, Brock not being there, like, you have to give it to Seth, man. It would be so disrespectful and bad if you didn't. So yeah, let it slow burn. Let it simmer a little bit, and then you give it to him at SummerSlam or something.
So speaking of slow burn, do you feel that what they did this week, which they showed Kofi Kingston was going to sign a contract for Fastlane, but instead Mr. McMahon comes back, brings in the
He pulled a Charlotte.
he pulled a Charlotte.
That's what
That's
Ralph
what
said. Copy paste.
That's what I'm
pretty
calling
much.
it.
He pulled the returning Kevin Owens to come in and do Fastlane. Is this a ploy because we're going to have Kofi, Bryan, and WrestleMania, or do you think they're just putting more heat on McMahon and this is the way they feel they could do it?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a way to, because I don't know if you noticed, Stephanie is now a face all of a sudden. So it's a way to get the two McMahons as face and then Vince as a heel. And then you could always set it up for, you could have them, Stephanie and Shane, turn on their dad and be like, okay, no, we're going to do this. And it's going to be Kofi and Bryan at WrestleMania.
So this is what we got, according to Dave Meltzer, because we know Dave Meltzer's got his ear and knows people and talks to people, which, he pretty much throws things out there like we all do, and some of them actually stick, but he's credible, right? Of course he is. He says the change likely means that Kofi is getting a title shot at WrestleMania instead. Meltzer recently stated it appears that they flip-flopped Kevin Owens and Kofi because it was very clear that they're going to do Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston, and if they're not going to do it at Fastlane and Kevin Owens is getting the shot at Fastlane, then that probably means that Kofi Kingston is getting a shot at Mania. So that changed again in last week because Kevin Owens was going to get a shot at Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania in the original plan, so maybe they didn't want to beat Kofi, and because of the way the plans were, if Daniel Bryan fought Kofi, they would have to beat Kofi, so maybe they want to put Kofi over.
I think that's a good idea. At first, I was like, "What the hell are you doing, Vince?"
I don't
But
have
now-
a problem with it, but I think we had discussed this. I said I don't mind them doing it. I'm okay with it because he deserves a WrestleMania moment. Give him
He
a
deserves
title
the title.
shot. He needs the title though. I don't care if he loses it the next day at Raw. He needs the title at WrestleMania.
I think that works. I
I
think
agree.
you give it to Cohen. Not Cohen. What the hell?
Who's
You give
Cohen?
you give it.
Do you want to get this approved? Is that what you want?
You give it. Well, you give it to Owens, right?
Someone loves his
I mean,
work
you don't
too
give
much.
it to Owens. Shut up. You give the you give the match to Kevin. Have him lose, whatever. Like he's not gonna win it, and then I don't know. Kofi somehow fights his way back to the main event or one of the main events of WrestleMania. He gets like 11 years, never getting a title shot, having the people behind you winning the title at WrestleMania. That would, and I've told you before, the New Day, they're totally behind Kofi being champion.
Yeah.
That would be such a perfect storybook, feel-good moment. And I'm pretty sure Daniel Bryan doesn't mind losing to
No,
Kofi.
I don't think Daniel Bryan cares. I think he enjoys wrestling. He enjoys entertaining. He doesn't care who
He enjoys the story.
wins and losses, but interests his story. He'll be far more than happy to put over Kofi Kingston.
He needs to, man. Kofi, because the thing I'm hearing is that Kofi can't be that sustained babyface character that kind of carries the brand, but I disagree. I think if you give it to Kofi, he's going to surprise you. He's going to...
I think he can with the New Day behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mind if they keep him babyface for a little while and then turn them, all three of them, and have
Or-
like them try to keep the title on Kofi by, shenanigans.
Or imagine a stable.
But then again, they're so hot, even if they do that, I don't think people will be upset with it, and they won't be heels. They'll probably be like that in-betweener, like faces that do heel things.
like Stone Cold.
Like Stone Cold. Or Becky.
Because when he came out all serious for that match, I was like,
Like
oh,
Roman.
Sherman's a tweener.
So that's the news. That's our opinion about things. And, of course, every week you're going to hear Hollywood and I argue over WWE and AEW.
Over everything.
Over
Because Joe-
everything.
Because he hates AEW for whatever
I don't
reason.
hate AEW. They're a great T-shirt company.
He just wants AEW to prove themselves first.
That's what
before
I
he
want.
makes,
I can't comment on a product I have not seen.
No, but you poo-poo it.
I'm not poo-pooing it. I have never said they're going to fail. like I said, they're a very successful T-shirt company.
See, why do you mock them openly? Why?
because it upsets you, and it's kind of
It
fun.
doesn't even upset me. It just makes me think less of you.
Oh!
Wow.
Well, let us know if you think less of me or Hollywood at our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram accounts under Marks and Smarks, or our website, which is ugeekly.com. That's UGEEKLY. Now let's get into it. We had Elimination Chamber about a week ago, a little over a week ago, and we saw the current standings of our little prediction. What is it? Challenge is 11 points for Hollywood, 10 points for myself, and Big Ralph coming in from behind at 9. And let's see how we all fare with the Elimination Chamber. The first match, which is the pre-show match, saw Akira Tozawa fight or go against Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship, and we saw that Buddy Murphy won. Both Marcus and I got that point, and Big Ralph, you went Japanese.
I really think so.
God.
Hey,
God.
that is my joke.
That is your joke. And we have used it 3 times now, so the joke is now over. All right, so you didn't get those points. So next we got the Elimination Chamber with the women's women's tag team championship. What are you laughing at? Did I say something funky?
No, I saw something on Facebook.
Oh, of course. Pay attention. See, you don't pay attention to wrestling, and you don't pay attention to what's going on right here.
I'm paying attention. I already won, so I don't care.
Oh, way to hit the spoiler, man. Jesus.
You just set the points.
You said you already won. You should say, I am already winning. Already won means you won the whole thing. You didn't win. You're winning.
Charlie Sheen. I'm not winning. I won.
Whatever. We saw the Boston Hug Connection versus Liv and Sarah, which they're calling them the Riot Squad. Naya and Tamina, which I don't think they have a name. The Iconics, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville, which they're calling themselves like Fire and Desire, something like that. And Naomi and Carmella, which we saw the Boston Hug Connection win and become the inaugural women's tag team champions, who we mentioned before is now going to defend it in all brands. That includes NXT. Guys, what'd you think for being the first tag team women's champion Elimination Chamber? Are you happy with the results? I think we all picked. No. Marcus was the only one. Nope. Hollywood's the only one that picked Sasha and Bailey. I went with the Iconic. I went with Tamina and Naya, and Big Ralph went with the Iconics. Do you think the right person won? Is it a good feel-good moment? Do you think they deserved it? I mean, I'm sure Hollywood thinks the right person won, but hey.
This is Big Ralph's area of expertise because it's the women's.
It's the women's. I like the match. Some of the spots were kind of.
Yeah, they had clunky parts, but I think for the first one it was.
But overall,
I was entertained. I can't say I wasn't.
No, I love the Iconics. They were hilarious all the way through.
Yeah, and I think this is where we saw Peyton with the new hairdo, and this is when Hollywood just said, that damn Peyton.
I think you said that first.
I didn't say it first.
I think you did. You even texted it to us.
There is no proof. The name that is on that text is not the name I go by.
Sure.
Also known as...
it's all the same. All right, so the second match of the night, we saw the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Miz and McMahon, or Shane, versus the Usos. Now the trip to the Uso Penitentiary did not deflate their win. They are the Tag Team Champions again. I don't know if they're like 6-time or 8-time. I don't know. They're like a bunch of time Tag Team Champions.
It's either 6 or 7. No, I think it's 7.
They're a lot. So Hollywood and Big Ralph picked Miz and McMahon. I was the only one to pick the Usos. I got that point on my own. Again, people didn't like this match online. I didn't mind it. Thought the finish was good. And congratulations to Miz and Maurice for baby number 2. Or
They're
It Baby number 2.
6 times tag team
That it
champions.
baby.
The It Baby number 2. Next, we saw Finn Balor go against the Intercontinental Champion and Chip and a handicap for the Intercontinental Championship in a handicap match versus Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. Of course, we saw Finn Balor win his first singles title on the main roster and is now the current Intercontinental Champion. Do you feel that they're giving him... Yes?
Who? You said this is Balor's first single title?
In the main roster.
It's kind of not, though.
That's true. Damn. He had it one day. Kind of doesn't count.
It does count. He's the first ever.
Fine. Second singles championship
I'm
on
sorry,
the main
I'm
roster.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to fight you. I'm sorry. You were
No,
right.
you were totally right. I
No,
forgot all
no.
about it. So we all picked Balor to win. Is this a good move? Do we put a title on Balor? Is it just to see if he can run with the
Jack
title?
Bauer?
Is that what it is?
I think this is a good move.
It's a good move, but do you think it's a move just because they want to see if him with the title is something that they want to, look at next
Pursue.
time for giving him a universal push? Or his second universal push?
I mean, I think he's great and he would do well with a title. I think this is more like to try to prove to McMahon that he can do it, that he should believe in Finn Balor.
Balor for everyone?
Balor for everybody. But McMahon, he's in his own little world.
McMahon. I think because
Why do you have hate for McMahon? Why?
he's a dastardly old bastard.
Jesus. You say I have a thing for AEW, and yet you have hate, literal hate for a person, for one person.
Because I think he's too old. I think
Because
he's
that
senile.
one person controls the fate of the WWE universe.
Yep.
That's not true. He says we control the fate. He listens to the fans.
Bullshit.
Yeah. I call that horse manure.
I think Bobby Lashley's boring, even with your boy Lio Rush.
I like
think
Lio Rush.
I like Lio Rush too. He's a great wrestler. I just think that Balor's better than Lashley, and Balor needs a title.
I'm
Agreed.
not gonna argue that. So we got next the Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey defeating Ruby Riott. We all picked Rousey for that one. We all know that she's going for, or it's going to be her and Becky and probably Charlotte at WrestleMania, which is what we all want to see. After that match, we've got Strowman versus Corbin in a no disqualification match, which saw a lot of
And I
shenanigans
kicked-
happen down. We all picked.
I kicked myself after this match
This match was
because
stupid.
I said it in the podcast right before. I said it. What's his name? McIntyre is gonna come out and he's gonna do shenanigans, but for some reason, because Big Ralph is Big Ralph went with the monster.
Yeah, we all went with the monster. Nobody got the point on this one. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think Strowman's still injured and they're still kind of playing all this up? Because he doesn't look like he does as much as he used to.
He still
I don't-
does the
I don't
run
know.
around.
I'm not sure. I think Strowman's damaged. I think the match was stupid. I don't care about Corbin. I'd rather see McIntyre versus Strowman or whatever, but
Well, they head that way. I'm sure that's a WrestleMania that they're talking about.
The problem
give
I
Strowman
have
something.
is you build him up as a monster, unstoppable, and then every so often you knock him down like 20 flights of stairs, and it's like, oh, now we have to build him up again. You get to a certain point, and then you knock him down again. It's like at some point, it's like, I am watching the Big Show. I am watching the new Big Show.
pretty much. I mean, he damn near like used to kill people, like attempted homicide and shit, and now he's just like, I don't know, man. It's whatever.
Now, I understand it's 3 against 1. It's McIntyre, Corbin, and the forgettable Bobby Lashley. But
Damn.
come on, if he's such a monster among men, he should be able to take all three of them.
He should. Undertaker would have did it. Kane would have did it.
Yep.
More
no.
inconsistency. It's whatever though.
All right, so we go to the last match, which is the WWE Championship
Joe's like,
Elimination.
you're so I need to get off this podcast.
Yeah, no, because what are we gonna say? I mean, it's true. You know what? They build him up. It was a kind of throwaway match. It was just to beat down on Braun. There's probably going for a story that we're not aware of. But then he beat Corbin the next night in a tables match or whatever the heck it was.
And where were his
Some kind of
friends?
match.
His friends
Yeah,
didn't come out.
you know, it's like, well, why beat him on the pay-per-view if you're going to beat him the next night? You know?
No, they came
Or
out,
home.
didn't they?
No, they didn't come out.
I thought. Who did they come out against?
Or did they come? I think after the match they came out. They beat
Yeah.
somebody up.
They beat.
They
Who
beat up
interrupted?
they beat up Dean this past week.
Rip Dean. You think he's leaving? That Roman's back?
Was it?
I don't know.
Was it Dean? Yes, you're right. It was Dean because, the Drifter. I forgot
Elias.
his name. Yes, there we go. Elias. join in the fight
Right.
in the carnage.
The Carnage. So just going in. Let's finish this.
Cletus Cassidy?
The WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match, we saw Daniel Bryan, the current champion, against AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, and Kofi Kingston. We see Daniel Bryan win the elimination, but of course there's a good showing of Kofi Kingston in this match. Guys, I thought probably the best match of the night. What did you guys think?
Match of the night.
Match of the night, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my number 2 is Buddy Murphy and Akira, but you know, I'm a 205 mark.
That was a pretty good match. I wish it was in the main roster though.
Right? They
Or
should be on
the main show.
Yeah, the main show. So we all picked. No, who did we pick? I didn't go back over that.
I
'Cause
picked
we all
Bryan.
Picked Roman.
We all picked Bryan.
We all picked Bryan. I think Ralph said he was going to have Rowan was going to come in. He did not. Well, he was there, but I guess didn't really do much.
They kicked him out. They're like,
Yeah, they
nah,
let him go,
screw
so.
you, leave.
So we all got the point that. So the total is the person who had the best picks for the pay-per-view was a tie between Hollywood and I. Both got 5. Ralph only got 3 points on this one. So the current standings of our little, wager prediction thing is 16 for Hollywood. I'm 1 behind with 15, and now Ralph is down down 3 for me at 12. Ralph, what's going on, man? You were like the top man all last year, and now you're the bottom person all last year. So you know what? You're pulling a Hollywood. That's what he did last year, and he came out and won it.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I am biding my time just like Hollywood did last year.
Waiting for that
And then you'll talk
PWI,
smack, and
aren't
then
you?
I'm going to come from behind.
You're gonna come from behind. I bet I'm the
No,
one
but-
that's in trouble because I'm in the middle.
I'm gonna ask for 20 points for the PWI.
There you go, 20 point. Hell, I'm not agreeing to that crap again. Not 20 points. I'm not agreeing to 10. 5. I'll do 5. We'll do 5. 10. Well, Jesus, what was I thinking? I didn't think he was gonna get it. That's why. I was like, yeah, let's do
one did.
PWI. 10 points? Sure. Pff, he's not going to guess that. There's like 500 wrestlers. Damn you, Kenny.
And him winning the title.
Yep.
Well, that's the Elimination Chamber. What did you guys think of the pay-per-view? Please let
But it
us
was
know.
great.
Well, you as the listener thought
Oh.
of the pay-per-view. Let us know in the comments down below or on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages under Marks and Smarks. Again, you can also listen to this on our website, which is ugeekly.com. That's UGEEKLY. Gentlemen, do you have anything else you want to submit as a topic before we sign off?
If you're not watching NXT UK, I think you should, because Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm had a damn good rematch for the women's title.
I have not. Was that this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
Or last week, I think it was.
Was it
whatever.
last week? I haven't watched last week's yet either, to be honest.
It was their NXT UK is putting on some really good stuff.
Yeah, they have
Mm-hmm.
they have interesting they have an interesting roster. They're not, I don't know. but they're good. I enjoy it, so it's one
But,
of those pleasures. It's like my second after 205.
It should NXT should be your second, but who am I to judge?
I said of my guilty pleasures.
Oh,
Yes.
I think people should have a look out and keep an eye on the match between Walter and Pete Dunne. That's going to be a really good match.
We have to mention the Will Ospreay Pac match that went to a standstill.
I haven't seen that one yet, but I want to.
I watched. I did not see the whole, but what I have what I've seen, it looks really good.
What's his name? Walter and Trent Seven are going to have a title unification match in Progress, where they're going to have just one champion. So I'm not sure who's going to win that match, but I think if Walter wins it, he might not win the NXT UK Championship. 'Cause I know they're having a tournament for it anyway. If he loses, he might be your next champion.
We talked about Tanahashi and White, didn't we? Last one.
We talked about it at the beginning of the podcast.
Last week, or 2 weeks ago.
I don't know.
No, because that was a good one too.
2 weeks ago. Because last week we didn't do anything.
Right. So 2 weeks ago, that was a good match where he wins the title. So gotta watch that one as well. There is a lot of wrestling out there in the indies and other promotions that is out there.
It's too much to keep up with.
I know Pac is doing different promotions and putting on some damn good matches, from what I
Bastard
understand.
Pac.
I think I saw one where he actually fought Walter, and that was good. I don't remember what company that is, but him and Walter put on a decent show. So
Who do you think wins between him and Hangman Page?
I think. Well, see, I like Pac, so I'm gonna go him. I think he's very hot right now.
Unfortunately, I will tell you I don't know Hangman Page that much, so I will go with Pac.
I think Pac's got got something going for him right now, and he's doing so many amazing things. And like I said, they've been putting so many different things up with him on it, and you watch some of the matches, and you're like, wow, he's just doing some of the greatest stuff. If he wasn't good before, he's even better now.
Have you seen the shape he's in?
He's lean.
I'm like, dude, I'm trying to get like that. I'm trying to get swole like that.
He's not swole. He's like got no fat on him.
Have you seen his chest? Dude,
I mean, he's
swole.
big, but he's got no fat, dude. He's lean. He's cut. He's ripped.
Let's all get like Pac.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, dude.
I mean, it could.
I'm too tall to be like Pac.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It could happen if you do a really good diet and work out like a maniac, but you're not going to get that hair.
My hairline's all screwed up. I can't get that.
You get extensions, maybe. You'd be fine.
I don't know, man.
All right. Well, anything else before I sign off?
Nah, bye.
That's wrestling to us. Again, my name's Jose Sands. I'm here with
the shirtless Hollywood Marcus.
That's just not a vision I want to hear or think of. Now
I've been
got it in
working
my
out,
head.
man.
Jesus Christ, man! Did you at least shave that hairy ass chest?
Nah, man. The more chest hair, the better. You need
That's
to see
right.
it.
For the '70s Hollywood Hogan,
like HBK
and
Big Ralph.
Saying see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
And if you're not down with that,
goodbye and good night.